Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read Queen Bey, a celebration of the power and creativity of Beyonce Knowles Carter. Actually, this is edited by Veronica Chambers and it's different essays on the Queen herself. I'll just read Veronica is the one who introduces it. And you have Luvi Ajaji, Lena Waithe, Brittany Cooper, Kid Fury, interestingly enough, Jan Nagalt, Maria Brito, Melissa Harris Perry, and Mankar Kante. And of course, there are other people who have written essays about her, very, very short essays. I like the one about Michael Jackson just because I grew up with him. I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson, and being from Indiana, he's a hometown boy. He actually is originally from Gary. But I have a lot of pride about that, which I shouldn't, but I do anyway. But Beyonce actually outdid him in many respects, and there is a lot of information here about Destiny's Child and the split and the creative decision that she actually made to split from Destiny's Child and become a solo act. And it's actually very interesting, and I love the Wikipedia articles that are in the book and the illustrations of Beyonce herself. And she's a beautiful woman. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm not gay. I really respect her, and I'm a big fan. I have been ever since Destiny's Child, and of course it has a photo of her with Blue Ivy, and everything she's gone through, her her contribution to the fashion world, the music world, and how other entertainers have been inspired by her. You can see a lot of Latina influence. She did an outreach called Mi Gente, which is my people, after Harvey hit, which I thought was incredible. I really think that was very honorable and admirable for her to do that. But I really don't have that much to say about it other than if you're like me and you love Beyonce despite all the Illuminati crap, which I'm not going to get into. A lot of stars are into the Illuminati. We're not even going to go there. It's just going to be a review on the good things that she's done. Illuminati affiliated or not, doesn't matter. I think that she's an incredible performer. I love her music, and I feel like even though some of the things like the Me Too movement, that's a political move, and I personally think that Me Too is more of harm than it is for good. Don't flame me, but I also think that Black Lives Matter is more harmful than it is good, because I'm a humanist, and the reason that I state that is because I feel like we're all human beings. We all live on this mode of dust suspended in the sunbeam, and we should tend to the earth and care for it rather than completely ruin it and have wars and all that and just completely destroy the planet. But if we could just come to a consensus and agree with one another and have rational conversations and talk things out like adults, like most of us are, in a rational way, I think that we could come to a really sensible solution. But a lot of us don't have that ability and don't want to, and I personally think that's sad. But anyways, I really don't have too much to say about that fact. That was one thing that kind of irritated me about the book itself. And yeah, I'm glad for the activism. I think it's good that that these things exist. However, I think they make things more complicated than they need to be. And people are confused. They don't know what consists as harassment and what doesn't. And I think that a lot of things become misconstrued and people tend to read between the lines where they shouldn't. And yeah, it's all well and good, the power that she's given to a lot of black females. I think that's excellent. It's just other parts of it may be more deleterious than they are constructive. And I'm sorry I think that way, but it's like I said before, we're humans. We were given charge of the earth before the fall. And I'm one of those people. I'm an egalitarian, and I like to discuss things in a very logical manner. I know that people, we can be analytical, we can be logical, but we can be very irrational if we're ruled by our emotions. We just have to do our research, sit down, come to a think tank, and discuss. And I feel like with the movie Suades, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, they have a forum, and I think this is what we need. And in the movie, you can see people conversing and coming to agreement. And I thought, why doesn't America have that? But suffice it to say, you've got a lot of people that are all over the spectrum. And then you have people like Queen Bey, who gives females a strong reason to believe that they can do anything. And yes, we can. And I believe in that as well. But this actually opens the conversation for a lot of those topics to be discussed. And I know that my stance on a lot of things is strange, but I like to see both sides of the coin, because I feel that all avenues can be discussed and spoken about in such a way that people can feel free without thinking, oh my goodness, am I walking on eggshells around somebody? And we can come about this as adults now, because we are, and this is the only planet we're going to have unless we find some other planet, some Goldilocks planet in another dimension or bubble universe, which I highly believe in, as Michio Kaku speaks of in his books. Highly recommend those too. But anyways, with that being said, and sorry to get into an esoteric conversation, but I feel like the book itself is absolutely sensational, and it is very empowering for young women, especially young black women, Latino, or whatever ethnic group you happen to hail from. But it's a good template, and it just is a good model to follow, because she knows what she's doing. Her marketing is flawless, and I think that a lot of entertainers have come to follow her example. And like with Bollywood and with film and with music, there are formulas that work, and they follow a pattern. And usually, yes, we've heard these stories before, but if they're done in such a way that would be new and fresh and different, then we think, oh, I've seen something entirely unique, even though it might be something that we've already witnessed before. It's like with Captain Marvel. It was patterned and done in such a way that I thought was very enjoyable and extremely entertaining. And Marvel has a way of doing this, even though the story of good versus evil is tale as old as time, and has been around for time immemorial.